Hi, I'm Eric Bloomer, your friendly neighborhood tile guy. We want to show you how we installed this gorgeous fireplace behind me. We mitered all the returns, got a pretty good step-by-step video from mounting the concrete board and taping our seams to how we prepped the stone and cut it and then installed it. So be sure to watch through the end. If you have any comments or questions, you can post those in the section below. If you've not done so already, I want to invite you to click that subscribe button, ring the bell to keep updated with our latest videos, and we always appreciate the thumbs up. The pieces we measured inside are 11 1/4 by 49 inches tall for the sides, and 8 1/4 by 41 for the top. Well, I just hold my finger on the 11 1/4 mark. 49 inches tall, so I'll put a mark at 49. That's the nice thing about concrete board, is it is score and snap. Cut through the back, right through there. Cut through the back.
Should I put a screw? No. I should. Never mind. Answered my own question.
Well, it's about time.
I know, right?
We're going to have to double bevel these miters to get the miter to look right. So I've got to 45 it from this direction and then flip it and line my miter up with the thickest part of the tile and then back miter it the opposite direction. The tile is too wide to fit through the wet saw, so I can get about 90% of the cut. And then the last inch or so, I'm going to have to finish with the hand grinder right here, and we'll get our miter. So cutting these returns to length, what I'm doing is lining the point of the return up with the edge of my saw. This gives us about 1/8 of an inch of a flat spot on the back of it, so it's actually going to make the return slightly longer than it needs to be. So when we thin set it to the wall, we shouldn't have a gap. It ought to end up really nice and tight. Here on the back, you can see that might be between 1/8 and 3/16 of an inch. We're going to epoxy these returns onto the full piece. After the return is glued on, we're going to cut the piece to length when we set it. And so to epoxy it, I just have a 2-part high heat epoxy. That should be plenty of epoxy for a couple miters. I just have to stir the epoxy together real nice until it's a consistent color and not streaky. And the stone has some gray in it. This is a gray colored epoxy. But I'd rather not get a lot of epoxy through the face. And so I've been trying to kind of do an even coat on the back. Just going to kind of hold this guy up and get it into place. You can see there's a little bit of a thick spot right there, so our mortar will hold, and then this edge here ought to just be tight to the sheetrock when we're all done. Our height that the door has to be is 34 7/16 is tight. We're going to go to the top edge of the fireplace box for the height, and so we're going to measure down from here 30 inches, which is 5 rows of 6-inch tiles, and then we'll have to cut this bottom row to fit. And I have a mark on both sides We'll turn our laser on and we'll get everything lined up and we'll check ourselves, and then we'll be ready to start mixing Thinset. And this bottom row of tile, 4 9/16 is really tight. 4 9/16 is really tight on both sides. We'll probably cut our tile about 4 1/2 and then space it up just a tiny bit so it's not sitting right on the hardwood. We have 4 quarts of water to mix a 1/2 bag of all set. We're using white all set, so we're going to color the water with enough color packets like we would mix for Permacolor Select Grout. We'll mix this up until the color is well dissolved, and then we'll add it. That's what we're going to mix our Thinset with. Our all-set is going to be chocolate truffle, and it'll blend in nicely with our stacked stones, so we won't have white or gray mortar squishing out where it's visible. On the sides of our fireplace, the distance is just under 14 inches, like 13 5/8. I'm going to cut all the sides 14, and if there's an unevenness on the edge of the return, I'm going to go to the short point, because it's okay if the tile is longer than 14, but we can't have it be less. This happens to be pretty straight, so I'm just going to mark it at 14. We'll line up the cut edge on the fireplace where the door is going to sit. That does have to be a straight line, so we're going to line that up together. So this is our cut edge that's going to be potentially able to be seen between the door and the edge of our tile. Because of the irregularity on the tile, the door can't overlap. Everything on the fireplace is black, so we're going to paint the edge that's potentially exposed black so it's less visible. If you go stroke from the bottom up, then you're not likely to get any paint on the face of the tile, which is the process we're using here. And just to highlight that, I have the tape measure. When we set the other side, we'll start double checking our opening, you know what I mean?
Yeah, as we go up, make sure we have the...
Yes. The first thing we did was wipe the concrete board off with our damp sponge. That hydrates the board so it doesn't rob our Thinset of the water content, and it allows the Thinset to cure better. We do back butter each stone. You can see that's what I'm doing, and I'm handing it to Brent. The laser gives us the desired width that we want for this left side, so that way we can make sure the door fits. Then we're going to match this reveal on the right side and double check our measurements before we continue. This top left stone here had a little bit of a bulge in the sheetrock, so we replaced the first one and found a stone with a little bit more reveal to make it tighter to the sheetrock.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
We're getting there.
Okay,
It looks good. Oh yeah, that black, you can't even.
Right, the
That
edge.
just looks fun. Yes.
Yeah.
You are so smart, Derek. So smart. I am so happy that I came to you guys to do this.
That's staying on the video.
Yeah.
We're pretty much going to do the exact same steps on this right side that we did on the left. We wipe the board down with our sponge to hydrate the board so our Thinset will cure properly and give us as strong a bond as we can. Of course, we're going to keep back buttering each stone, and Brent's going to keep setting them. We will verify the width. You'll see us double checking everything with a tape measure to make sure that the door is going to fit with no problems once we get the sides fully installed. And then when we go across the top, I'm going to go out and cut a couple 2x4 braces so we can support this overnight while we let everything set up. And then, of course, we'll come back the next day and pull the couple of spacers and our boards out of the way. Just a handful of cuts for the top, and then we are wrapped up, and we're just ecstatic at how this turned out. And we'll have another wrap-up video here at the end with a walk around to kind of give you a little bit better idea of how this turned out. We really love how the miters turned out. The black paint on the edge is a great touch. The homeowner loves it. Of course, that's what matters the most. Remember, with great tile comes great responsibility. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Eric Bloomer, your friendly neighborhood tile guy. I am a certified tile installer located in the Mid-Missouri area. If you enjoyed this video, I would like to invite you to click that subscribe button, ring the bell to keep updated with our latest videos, and click the link above to watch the next suggested video that came up after this clip. Thanks again for watching.